Hi everybody, thanks for joining me in relation to this MCS mini mock exam walkthrough. Okay, now let me explain what the objectives are in relation to this next sort of 35 and 40 minutes. You may be wondering, well, what's a walkthrough? What's going to happen? Well, it's fairly straightforward and it's sort of two-part, okay? The main part is this. I'm going to share with you a mock exam, in effect, a small mock exam, one task. And I'm going to put myself in your position on the big day in the Pearson VUE Center. And I'm going to walk you down this task and show you what my sort of thought processes are. In other words, what would I be doing if I was in the Pearson VUE Center in several weeks' time facing this particular task? Now, I'd encourage you to have a pen and paper to hand to make some notes about what I say over the next sort of 35 minutes until we get to our Q&A section. But the other thing I'd encourage you to do is just sort of absorb the points. Now, you know, the purpose of this particular webinar is obviously to sell you a bit of content, but also to give you a feel for thought processes on the day in the Pearson VUE Center. My experience of talking to MCS students and indeed marking scripts is this. It seems to me when I mark particularly failing scripts, that students at this level, some of them unfortunately, don't have any tactics. In other words, they haven't got or haven't thought of an approach to the questions. In other words, literally, you're reading from the top down on your screen. They haven't got a way of handling the question. Now, outside of that, there are a number of exam technique points, small points admittedly, but good, solid exam technique points that I'm going to mention as I go through. Now, what we have is we have the question and we have the answer unannotated. But then what I'm going to share with you is an annotated version of the question and the answer. And remember that these PDFs are available for download on the Learnsignal platform. So if you're subscribed, you can download and see the annotations in detail. Okay? So that's really the first part. The second part is the topics that I've chosen for this task are fairly important. I've chosen a couple of topics that tend to feature on a regular basis, and indeed one topic that is sort of linked into this whole idea of the digital age. In other words, a new topic within E2. Now, I've mentioned before the changes in the syllabus, the changes to the 2019 syllabus are important. And we'll know that out of the three management level subjects, certainly E2 has changed. There's probably around about 20% or thereabouts new content in there. Now, it stands to reason that the examiner is going to focus or may well focus on these new areas of E2, all pertaining to the digital age. And that's why I've chosen that particular topic for this mini mock exam walkthrough, okay? So really what I'm hoping that we'll be able to do by close of business in roughly speaking about 35 minutes before we get to the Q&A is just start you thinking about some tactics that you're going to employ in 2 to 3 weeks time when you walk into that Pearson VUE Center.